plan with me in my Sterling ink common planner. In the beginning of August, I moved into this planner. This is common planner from Sterling ink. If you can tell, it is in a standard size. It's narrow and it is vertical weekly. My whole life I spent pretty much in your regular sized planners A5, where your width and your length are kind of a standardized. I really love small pocket portable planners, but I've been keeping an eye in the last month on this narrow format standard sized planner, which actually has 500 pages of weeklies, dailies, quarterlies, and monthlies. And I've moved into this one in August, as of August 1st. I did a little bit of back planning in it for July, but it's been 2 weeks, and with me back planning a little bit and forward planning a little bit, now I feel like I've been in this planner for a month. So let's do a little planning, fill out some stats, prepare for next week, and also try out some stamps. So since my last video, I filled out some of the goals in here. I obviously filled out some of the monthlies and weeklies. So let's go over a little bit. So Common Planner is very unique in that it combines yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily pages. Here's my annual view. As you can see, I simply crossed out the months that already passed. We are in August right now, so it's this way. This can be used to mark out things like paydays, vacations, and stuff like that, but because it's pretty small and I have other spreads where I track that, I decided not to do it here. I might next year if I'm in this type of a planner. This one is for 2025 only. This one is an empty spread, basically like manifestation board, goals, stuff like that. I haven't filled it out yet. I want to gather some nice images and just really think through what I want in here, so I haven't done anything to it. Here's the goal spread. As you can see, it's I want to say fully filled out. There are 2 more spots left, but I didn't want to overload myself. Plus I moved into here basically less than 6 months left for the year, so I figured 4 goals is plenty for basically 5 months of the year left. All of this here is written in an erasable pen, so that's like a friction but from a different brand, and I did it in case if I wanted to erase something, then I could. So even though it looks like it's set in stone, it's not. And as you can see, this ink is actually pretty dark. Friction black pen's actually not that dark. The brand that I got, I'll link to it in the description down below, is the pen that I really like because it is erasable but also really dark and juicy. And here are the quarterlies. In quarterlies, the ones that have passed, I didn't fill them in, as I mentioned in my previous video, but I started with Q3, and since I have tracked my habits in another planner, I was able to go back and backfill. As you can see, I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to mark the habits that I did follow. I did kind of these squiggly lines, but to me they were not definitive enough to see like how my habits flow. So I decided to do the squares, but then they kind of came out ugly. So right now I'm doing squiggly lines, but kind of more filling out the square. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it. I might maybe do highlighters in here for the next month. We'll see. And then after that, there are monthlies, which I also didn't fill out. I only filled out the month that I'm on now, which is August. So I put a bit of a washi tape here and here, not too much, but I think it's really cute. And then for the weeklies, again, because I started halfway through the year, filled out the weeklies beginning with August, and I did fill out the week in July because I knew, I had the previous planner that I tracked it in, so I was able to big fill. As you can see, I didn't big fill a lot, so it wasn't just like all this big filling, but what I did is I use Mildliner in this kind of a sagey color to highlight the month and the dates, to just kind of like make them to stand out a little bit. I'm using this Pilot G-Tech for writing in here, By the way, it's so perfect for this paper. Also, I was thinking that the squares, the size of the grid will be kind of small for me, but it's actually perfect. I'm really enjoying this size of the squares. And this one is C4, so I imagine it's 0.04 in this sepia. I'm loving it so much. And when I decided on pens, and here I decided to use this, and then this TWSBI Eco with this kind of like a dark green sagey ink. As you can see, I used brown on this side and sagey or emerald ink on this side, but after a while to me it's kind of awkward. So what I'm planning to do going forward is in weekly spreads I'm gonna use only this one, and I'm gonna use this one just for journaling, which is in the back of the planner. So that's kind of like as I'm trying out this planner, I'm figuring out what I like. So this is how the weeklies look like, and you will see they're very similar the following weeks. I did add in some stickers from Notebook Therapy. They are very, very cute. A little bit of washi here on the bottom, and the following week was the same. And here's the next week that's coming up. As you can see, I decided to switch to all brown on both sides. A couple small stickers as adornment. I decided that what I will do is, as I'm going through the weeks, I will be using this to write what I need, and then once the week is done and I have some space left, what I will do is that I will add the adornments afterwards, because I was very tempted to put like a nice sticker over here, but then I thought I will effectively be making a third of this page unusable. So I decided to let it be, and then once the week is over and I have spaces that feel empty or I want to adorn it a little bit more, then I'll be able to put those stickers on there. As you can see, this common planner came with this beautiful pencil board, which I love. I'm using it behind my weekly pages, so when I'm filling them out. And then after the weekly pages end, we have our daily section. So the way this year works out is the last week of the year ends up on this side and the blank page on this side. I decided to make it into my index. An index usually comes with like bullet journals, and even though I'm not planning to use the back of this planner, which is just a bunch of empty pages, as bullet journal, even though, okay, maybe kind of, but not as true bullet journal, this index not gonna track what I have on every page. It's only to track the collections that will be interspersed between the pages of journaling. So in the back here, I have pages where I just journal, right, with this dark green ink, like I said. But in between them, I have pages where I have ideas. And I put this little tab here not to lose it, but I figured since I want to be continuously using the pages and just journaling when I want, and then when I have ideas or collections, I'm gonna put them basically as I go, the way bullet journals are. But because there are 365 pages here, and it's really easy to then lose your notes and basically make them effectively kind of unusable, I decided to use the index here to track that. And I know it's just one page with so many pages to use, but because in here I'm probably gonna have maybe 5-6 collections at most, I think that this index will be plenty. If anything, if for example, if I run out of space to note the pages for this collection, I might create, secondary, third tier of them and continue tracking. And basically, this planner is for my daily life, but also if I get ideas about my planner business, then I will be noting stuff and ideas and classes and stuff like that, notes from the classes in here. So I want to be able to then find them in an organized manner, and that's what the index is going to be for. And as you can see, I have a little piece of literally paper towel in here that I use for my ink. So when I write, I just put here and I close it, and it's to absorb the fountain pen ink, not to transfer on the other side. I know that there have been numerous conversations about Tomoe River paper this year. The planners that were coming from Hobonichi, I believe. I didn't get any for this year, so I cannot tell, but that's what I've heard. The Tomoe River paper in Hobonichi planners was not all that. I have to say the Tomoe River paper in this planner is excellent. As you can see, I've written a whole bunch of ink on the other side and none of it transferred. And in fact, I didn't do it in my previous video, but I did a bunch of pen tests in the back of this planner to decide for myself which pen and which ink I want to use here. I didn't do it on camera, I did it off camera after the last video, but I tried TWSBI Echo pen in fine, Moonman clickable pen, Platinum Preppy, Oasa clickable, so 3 in fine, 1 in medium, then Pilot G-Tech, ENERGEL Clena, Unipin in 0.5, Scrivener medium, it's a fountain pen, obviously Mildliners, Sarasa clips, and then Stabilos and Fudu Touch brush pen. And when you flip it over, you will see that all of the markers did amazingly. Fountain pens for the most part did amazingly. The only two that really bled through was this Scrivener, and I think it's because it's medium, and I think the ink that's used in it is really juicy. And then that Oasa clickable one, also a little bit of a bleed through, so I decided not to use it, but TWSBI did amazingly. As you can see, the Moonman did great, Platinum Preppy did great, so I definitely have those 3 to rotate if I wanted to. All the gel inks, the Pilot and the Gel Clena all did really well. So I have definitely these 3 pens that I can use. Out of fountain pens, I can use these 3. Like I said, all the markers did amazingly, even Fudu Touch pen, which Moleskine notebooks didn't do that well, but in here you can see, you literally cannot see anything on this side. So definitely 100% fantastic. I was kind of afraid that since, you know, it's the same factory that creates Tomoe River paper, how will it behave in different manufacturers' notebooks, since the paper technically comes from the same place. The sterling ink, the paper in these planners is wonderful, so I'm really enjoying my time in here. So now in my previous video I mentioned that I will be adding in a couple things in here besides the notebook, and what I did, I have added the clear zip pocket here where I keep some stickers. This is still kind of work in progress because between this and then this small TN notebook, they kind of thick, and I have to like readjust them when I close the cover. So I might potentially either remove one or another or reorganize them a little bit, but right now, you know, they're okay, they're working out. I don't have anything in these pockets, but as I mentioned in here, I have like 3 or 4 packs of different stickers. Notebook therapy, these succulents from Amazon, so that actually works out really nicely to have them in here. I'm using the clip that I showed in my last video to hold the pages open. Common planners are great because they lay flat, like you don't need to do anything with them, but it's more comfortable for me when I have it clipped and then I don't have to worry about pages moving. So that's definitely something that is working out. And then this particular insert, I want to have it as my reading journal. This is actually like my manifestation board in here from a couple years ago. And then I just started with a new page and I just wrote my August 2025 reads. I have a little sticker of the girl reading here, so it's really cute. I haven't written anything in here. I am reading a book, just haven't gotten around to like write about it. It's part 2 in a series, so I'm thinking maybe I will write or mention part 1 in here just to kind of keep track of it, but I am reading part 2. So that's where I'm at with the overall setup. All right, so now that we went over a little bit of how I'm doing in the planner, let's fill out the pages for the week that's ending and prepare for the week that's coming. So just from the top, let me fill out my habits. So first of all, I have 2 track steps that I'm walking. So looks like I still have to fill out steps from the 7th, 8th, and the 9th. Today is the 10th. So I will have to look up the 7th and 8th, but I know that yesterday I walked 67, 72. And my goal with steps is to walk at least 5,000 steps a day. And so what I do is, since the letters here come out kind of small, I decided that when I hit 5,000 steps at least, I will highlight that cell so you can see it says achieved. So since yesterday I achieved my goal, I can highlight it. Let me see where I put the highlighter. There we go. and then I'll go back and fill out the other two. Then next are the habit tracker. I need to fill out yesterday. I kept up with the rest of them. I'm surprised I didn't fill out the rest of the steps. So yesterday I definitely did the water, the steps, the sleep. So it looks like, yeah, I actually filled out most of it yesterday. I just need to fill out my 7 hours of sleep, which I did. So as you can see, yesterday I've achieved every habit that I was planning. Okay, so these are the trackers. The monthlies don't really change, nothing new is happening. I realized because this is Monday start calendar, that when I was filling it out, I put stuff on Friday. It was supposed to be Thursday, so I will need to find a write-off and erase that, but it's not a big deal. So that's monthlies, nothing to add there. And now into weeklies. So as you saw, I am tracking habits on that quarterly, monthly/quarterly tracker, but I noticed that I enjoy seeing them more immediately in the week that I'm in. So I wanted to do it with the stamps, as I mentioned in my previous video. So I have my VersaMagic here. It's in this brown sepia, which will be a perfect match to these inks right here. I haven't tried it with the stamp that I got. It's a pretty big stamp, so we'll do it together and hopefully it comes out okay. I just realized I didn't bring my block, so we'll have to just do stamps straight onto the page. So this is for next week, and I want to put one in the current week as well. I do feel like I want to maybe practice doing it, so let's do it on the same page where I was doing pen test, or maybe on this page right here. So the clip definitely will come handy just to hold like with its weight. And then the tracker stamp that I want to use is this one right here. Okay, so this is the tracker. So I probably, yeah, so this sticky part is supposed to go on the clear block, which I don't have with me. So that's definitely going to be a challenge. Maybe I can do it against the other clear film that comes here. So let's use that as my clear block. Good thing that these stamps are clear, so I'll be able to see where it's going. But yeah, that was a goof on my side to not bring the clear block, but it's okay. All right, so now that I have it on this clear film, we can put the VersaMagic on it. And VersaMagic is supposed to be Tomoe River paper friendly. That's why I got it back in the day when I was planning in Hobonichi Techo. And this one is basically sponge that's inked, so you don't have to deal with like ink and just basically tap it. So let me take the lid. Let's see how this comes out. I don't want it to be too light, but I also don't want to overdo it and then be too juicy and smudgy, but I think that looks like good amount. I figured if I can see it, then it should be able to stamp cleanly. All right, wish me luck. I moved it. I don't know if it's gonna smudge. Definitely not gonna be even. So applying it to my actual page, that's going to be fun. All right, let's see. Oh, this is not bad at all. It's actually very, very even. All right, so that actually I think will work really well. So if we'll say, so there are 7 lines here, and you would think, oh, you can track 7 habits, but I think top line is actually for the days of the week. So we're gonna say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. And then if I'll do sleep, 7 hours, walk, 7K, drink, oops, 8 cups or something like that, and then vitamin D, omega, and turmeric. Yeah, that's perfect. And then when I'm doing them, I can just say check, check, stuff like that. I think this actually will work really, really well. So now let's attempt to do it in the actual week. One thing that I haven't done yet, as you can see, I don't have any tabs. I have this one little thing here which I will take off because I have index for it now, but I do want to affix tabs for monthly, weekly, daily, so then I don't have to page through them to see where they're at. Now, as far as the tabs, I can affix them where the month starts, but it will not tell me where I am at. I can use the pencil board to track where I am, but there's only one, and I'm not gonna have 4 pencil boards for each area. What I have seen in other videos is people use removable or repositionable tabs, and I think that's a genius idea because I can mark, for example, which week I'm on, and then when I move from that week I can take it off and put it on the next week rather than having a permanent tab. I can also probably use Midori clips because they basically do the same work. You cannot really write on them, right, because they made out of metal, but they are repositionable, so I might do that. We'll see. All right, so this is week that's upcoming, so let me put the clip in it so this page doesn't move, since I will attempt to stamp it as evenly and carefully as I can. Now let's re-ink this stamp again. Definitely need to bring the block next time. It's just I don't use stamps on a daily right now, so I'm not in the habit of having a clear block, you know, in my planner bag, but I do have it. I have it in smaller and the bigger sizes, so I definitely have one that's as big as the stamp. So, okay, I think I re-inked this enough for it to be visible, but not too smudgy. Definitely, this Versamagic are so good. Like, nice amount of ink and control, and you can just put it ever so carefully and evenly. All right, because I have a light here, it is very glary. It's hard for me to see where I'm actually landing, but I think that's even now, just not to move from here. Oh my god. Okay, that's it. Got it. It's like performing surgery, guys. I don't know how you guys do with clear stamps. I see some amazing masters out there with just stamping their whole planner with all kinds of things. Every time I stamp, it's like I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up. Okay, I think we're good. Let's peel this off. Nice! I love it. I love how it matches with my sepia here. I will let it dry, even though I believe it's not like these inks are liquid. I think they're more like a powder. Something like that. Yeah, it's a chalk ink, so I don't think I have to like dry it. Now I do want to put the same stamp on the previous week and kind of like backwards plan it, but for now let's write in the categories in here, so then we can track next week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, so I have, let me see which order I am tracking them in. So I have water, walk, and then sleep. So I have water, walk, sleep. So sleep, I want to do 7 hours at least, walk 5K steps at least, and drink 4 cups at least. I know 4 cups of water is not enough, but I'm working on it. I generally don't ever feel thirsty, so for me, remembering to drink water, it's like a thing. And then I have my vitamin D, and then the omega supplement, and then turmeric, Perfect. So this is ready to go. I'm loving how it's working out. I really am glad that I got this set. It has a lot of really cool stuff. I like that movie one, and then the thing, yeah, there is also a reading one, which is really cool. So you have reading, title, author, date, and then review. I might use that in my reading journal, not to just be it, but kind of like have a maybe to serve like a header and then more notes at the bottom of my own. But I'm loving this, is so nice. Okay, now let me ink it again to do it on the previous week. I don't know if I'm gonna do the rest of the pages back. I mean, this is only gonna be my third week, so it'll be this week here. Actually, I have space here, so we might I might, you know, stamp it and fill the whole month, you know, backfill it, so then it's nice and neat. Okay, I see now why it's so fun to play with stamps. I have since I have a bunch of stamps, but I just haven't been using them because I'm honestly like terrified to mess them up. So because of that, I don't have a lot of inks. I have this sepia one, I have turquoise one, which is so pretty, and then I have like a purple one from the days when I used to be really into purple, and it's a different brand, so it definitely bleeds through to whatever paper. I like this one, and I haven't been using it, and then like I said, only have two other colors, so it's not like I've been stamping around that much. But I think this is perfect that I have the brown one because it already fits the, you know, the font, the ink that I'm already using, so that's perfect. Okay, I'm actually still kind of worried that it's gonna transfer, so maybe I have you know what, let me borrow that napkin from here. Okay, and let me go back 2 days over here. Of course, now I'm creating like an even surface here. Okay, so I already inked that, so let me do it. So this one's going to be in a slightly different spot, which is fine. I think I'm good. Okay guys, yell if it's an uneven. Alright, and peel. Yay! Looks like I acquired some brown on the edge of the stamps, like this corner here, which I was hoping not to, but oh, it looks so nice. Definitely beats writing it out by hand. I was considering making a sticker, and I can still, I'm thinking to still do it for trackers. But since I'm planning to use tracker on every page of weeklies, I was afraid I'm gonna end up with like a hump from the stickers in the same spot. So then this way I would have to basically move it along the page in different spots. But on the other hand, I would like 4 things on my page to kind of be in the same area. So that was my conundrum. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But with this one, it's perfect. All right, so we have water, 4 cups, walk, 5K, sleep, 7 hours, vitamin D, omega, and turmeric. And when I used to track my habits before, when I was like, I don't want to say health kick, but you know, I feel like I'm always on the health. So I think we should all be on a health kick, right? I used to do like 777. I started with 555, meaning sleep at least 5 hours, walk at least 5,000 steps, and drink at least 5 cups of water. And then I raised them up to 666, and then 777, and then my hope was to do 888, right? So 8 cups of water, 8 hours of sleep, and 8,000 steps. Ideally, right now, as you can see, it's not as nice and neat. My main goal is actually to make sure that I sleep at least 7 hours, and everything else can, you know, grow to match that number. So that's my my main goal. So I'll fill this out later, not to keep on flipping pages back and forth. And then I'm also gonna do the same stamp on the last week, or the week I guess that we're still in, and then we're gonna be done with the tracker. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm definitely I'm loving the VersaMagic. When I got into Hobonichi world and you know, in the planner world, I would hear it left and right about VersaMagic and what a great stamps these are, what great stamps they are, and how beautiful they are, how easy to use, and great quality, and they don't bleed because they're based on chalk. And I'm totally seeing that. Actually, on my wish list on Amazon, I had, I believe it was a 8 set. Was it Amazon or was it Jet Pens? I think it was like a 6 or 8 set of like beachy colors, and there was just like from the sepia all the way to like beach glass and mint and blue. Oh, it was so beautiful. I still have it on my list of stamps to get, but because I was not using stamps, I was thinking to myself, you know, why pay money if I'm not gonna use them? And now if I am actually gonna end up using these, then I'll definitely want to get that. That would be so cool. Very beautiful. All right, are we ready? And so do you see how I still have space here even if I put the stamp? So that's what I was saying, that as the week ends and if I have an empty spot, that I'm probably gonna put a sticker here once today is over. Okay, it's still very difficult for me to see where the actual bottom is. Okay, I think it's more or less even. Okay, I'll turn back now. I actually did 2 other ones and the one in the back pretty evenly, so I guess I'll just have to forgive myself if it's slightly crooked. Next time, I'll make sure to have clear block. Oh yeah, no, it's even. Wow, I'm like impressing myself over here. All right. Fantastic, looking good. Excellent. Yeah, so what I was saying is I'm thinking to maybe stamp in here as well, but that was technically in July. But I'm liking this. I like to see my tracker right in the week that I'm in. I do see it actually bleeding through a bit. As you can see, right, you can see it like pretty well on this side now that I have a text here. Yeah, interesting, even though it's chalk, right, but you can see it peeking through to the other side. Interesting. I guess I was so focused on stamping it evenly, I didn't look actually at our test if it bled through or not. Did it? I probably would have not thought that it was of concern. Again, it's not the end of the world. You know, like I can maybe just do it on the top too. I still like it. I still think it's yeah, I'm definitely gonna continue using it. I like how it goes all together with everything else. Now for this current week, I already filled out kind of like my weekly schedule and gave myself a couple of to-dos. As the week progresses, I will add things like if I need grocery run, if I need to do some, you know, to-dos, pay bills, things like that. So that's why I like to put like things that I know right away here, and they pretty much repeat every week. And then anything additional will go into this area, and then the tracking can happen up on the bottom here. And as I mentioned, so basically what I do every day, get up in the morning, I check my calendar or check my week, add in anything that I need to do, check off anything that I have done, and then I go and fill out my trackers here in the beginning. And then after that I go into my you know, journaling area, that's how I call it. So basically these are dailies, and all they are these pages of graph paper that are numbered, and that's how I am able to index. And then I grab my fountain pen, my TWSBI, and then I journal for the day. And then if I have any kind of things that I want to track or any kind of collection like the stationery ideas and vendors, I will fill them out here in the brown color so they can be like easily differentiated from my journaling. And then I will just go on here, because these ideas I'm gonna leave both of these pages for the same spread, and basically I will page to the next page and I will start journaling here for today on this new page. And then in the index I've already added that the stationery idea is going to be on page 10 and 11. And then if I get, if I fill out the spread and have more, then I will start them or whatever page I'm on at that time, and then note, okay, page 35 in the index. So then when I want to go and find that next time or in the future, then I can do that. So now that we did the planning, I want to show you just for a second as far as the planner cover itself. So this is from September leather. It's the same cover that I have on my pocket moleskin. It's just that one is obviously in the pocket size, and this one in the standard traveler's notebook size. I have added this clear pocket. This one is from Midori. I got it from Amazon, and as I mentioned here, it's a zip pocket, and I got it to hold stickers specifically. Of course I can also hold receipts and what have you as I use this planner, but yeah, just put a number of stickers here. So these are really cool. They're into the library. I'm loving them so much. These are the transfer stickers, so you have to rub them against the page. Then there are some here from like I think it's called Light Academia, so you have a lot of like Roman statues, old scripts, old instruments, and like sepia. And then this really cute sticker set with succulents in it. So all of this kind of like works together as far as the color scheme is concerned. And I threaded it under this reading journal, and there is the other side of it. It has pockets on both sides, so you can have like photos, for example, in here. As you can see, it's like that, so you can fit like one long thing here. I mean, I don't think it will fit, but like if I wanted to have something in here. And then credit cards can go in here, or photos and stuff like that. There are obviously pockets here as well. I haven't filled them out with anything. I have some cute cutout stickers that have to do with like books and reading, so I'm thinking to put a few of them in here. And then in the original video, when I just set it up, you saw that the cover was like nice and dark brown chocolate and like very even. But the way this leather is treated, that it weathers and ages real quickly and gets this like worldly, well lived in look right away. So as you can see, I now have the scratches. You can see that it's not as dark chocolate anymore because the leather here getting rubbed off. You have these scratches just by me moving it around. I have some scratches on the back, and I'm really loving that. With the cover that I have for my pocket moleskin, I'm like babying it and like rubbing all of these off, so then it looks new, brand new until now, even though I've had it for like 3 years now. But this one, in my video thing, I said that I'm giving myself a mantra not to be precious about the planner. Like, don't be precious about it, don't be precious about it. I think I actually journaled in here about it. And the reason I'm telling that is I'm obviously using this for my life, but I'm also filming it on YouTube. And sometimes what happens, we become really precious and we don't want to mess up anything, and then we end up not using planner to its fullest because we know at all times, oh, but I will be sharing it, so it needs to look nice. And because of that, I often end up abandoning planners, or they're just laying there, and sometimes I use them, but not all the time. I want this to be the workhorse of my life, and because of that, I told myself, don't be precious about it, just grab it, take it, put it in your purse. It gets scratched, fine. You mess up, fine. Of course, you saw that it's still very pristine, and I'm trying to be very careful in it, but just I'm trying to do it for my own sake, not because I'm trying to be perfect. And if I mess up and if I have to scribble something off, which I often do in my journaling part of this planner, then be it. Otherwise, I haven't done much here. As you saw, this is still clean. You saw that I haven't filled out my manifestation or yearly board. Still, I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing here. If I don't do anything here, then it's fine as well. I will be adding tabs, as I mentioned, probably repositionable ones, probably Midori tabs, to be able to get to the page I'm currently on the fastest, and that would be where my quarterly is, when my weekly is, and my dailies. So those are 3 places that I go to most often. There is a pen loop in here. As you can see, I'm not using it because I don't want it to stain the side of my notebook, but I don't really need it because when my planner is closed, what I'm doing with the pens that I'm using, since there's this nice space here, I just basically put my fountain pen in here this way, clip it on so it doesn't fall off. I take my gel one, same thing here, clip it in so it doesn't fall off, and then I grab my marker and I just stick it here, and that's basically how I transport it. And if I'm really worried that this will fall off in the bag, then I can also just fit it into here, and voila, like it's wide enough to fit all 3 of them. I just don't like all of them hanging out like that, so I just put it like this. I can also consider getting an elastic loop that has pen holders in it. I have a couple of those in black, and just basically loop it around and hold all my pens in there, but I think this is just fine, and actually I think it's really cute how they're here. As far as the planner fitting into the cover, as you can see, another problem, this one runs into it a little bit because of that clear cover, so I just sometimes just like move them around so then they fit just fine together. And I feel like there is not room for maybe like another insert. I really don't need it, so I don't want to stuff it. I think this is like perfect the way it is. And then I have my little clip, I stick it on here. I think it makes it look so cute. I like that brown with that brown. And then when I need it, you know, I take it out, clip the page, write out my stuff, and then clip it back onto the lid, and voila, and it's ready to go. So this is my little setup. I am in it for the like almost 3rd week coming up. I'm really enjoying it. As I mentioned in my last video, my goal is to spend the rest of the year in this planner, and if I am able to, and if I feel like it's fulfilling my needs when it comes to the planner, especially having all-in-one, so because I don't want to have 3 other planners, I just want to be able to be in here, then I will buy the same planner but in 2026 edition from Sterling Ink for this coming year. I'm loving this burgundy cover, but I'm also really liking the tweed one, so I might get it in tweed. So it will be N1 weekly horizontal common planner in for 2026 in tweed. So that's my plan. Fingers crossed for this coming year. But right now I'm in here, I'm enjoying my time. And if you like these kind of videos, please please subscribe. In the comments down below, let me know what you're thinking about my setup and the tools and the pens and all of that I'm using with this planner. Are you using a vertical standard? Let me know what your favorite tools are. Are you using stamps? What kind of stamps? What kind of inks do you use for your stamps, especially with Tomoe River paper? Please let me know. I would like to know. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video. And until then, you take care.